You can experience live music and a live auction in a little over 2 weeks at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport. Angela and Dean Martin are here with more on the Cattle Barn Jamboree. Already sounds like a good time. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I'm excited to talk about this. Angela, the event is set for Friday, August 2nd. So it's during Fair Week. I can't believe Fair Week is only 2.5 weeks away at this point.
We should know with how hot it's been.
Yeah.
It's Fair Week's just around the corner.
Yeah, exactly. It's Bix, and then it's Fair Week, and we're off to the races. Okay, so talk a little bit about where you came up with the idea to put an event like this together, because this will be the 3rd year.
Yeah, so 3 years ago, I guess 2 years ago, we had a concert cancellation last minute.
Okay.
And so me as a musician, I'm like, how do I just put together a little show? People are walking by, we can catch them on the way by. And people were throwing a lot of tips in my tip jar, to the point I was like, this feels weird.
Right.
And so I'm like, where do I donate this money? And so we decided 4-H, and then kind of built it up the next year of like, what a cool way to get the public that maybe doesn't have kids in 4-H or FFA involved with something like that, that they can still give donations and help the kids.
Yeah, and just, you know, learn more about it, because, you know, and we'll get to it, but I do feel like, you know, there's a lot of folks, unless you have a child that's in it, or you did it as a young person, you don't really know what it's there for, what you can learn, what you can do, which, like I said, we'll talk more about. But I want to talk about each of you first, because this event really speaks to each of your qualities. And so, Angela, you are a performer, you're a singer. So talk a little bit about how long you've been doing that.
I've been doing it professionally since I was 16, so that's over half my life now.
Oh, wow.
It's been my full-time job for 8 years here in the Quad Cities, and I love every minute of it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
She is great, I do have to say. And Dean, tell us a little bit about Martin Auction Service.
Martin Auction Service is fairly new. I've always wanted to be an auctioneer, and this kind of actually helped kick that off. I had just went to auctioneer school, and so along with the music, we do a live auction. We take donations. It's a really good time. People really get into it, and it gets to be a lot of fun.
That's great. Yeah. I love to listen to an auctioneer.
It's funny because he doesn't talk, and people are like, what do you mean he talks fast and a lot?
Yeah.
But you get him in this event, and he just rolls, and people get competitive with it, and it's so much fun.
I just think that would be the most fun to see. You have to teach me how to do that at some point. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so obviously this event really encompasses things that both of you are very passionate about, along with 4-H and FFA, which you're passionate about as well. Talk about your past experiences. Were you with 4-H or FFA?
Yeah, I was just 4-H. I showed horses and dogs and did photography and different 4-H projects.
Look at you.
That's Ginger. She was my dog growing up, and she kicked some butt in obedience that year, apparently, and we got some trophies.
That's great.
And then Dean's on the right side there with his, do you remember the horse's name?
I
He went through a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you can kind of understand, right, you know, why you guys would want to do something like this. Let's talk a little bit more about what we can expect at the Jamboree. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's open to the public, which I just found out. So, you know, you can go to the fair, but this can be like the thing that you're going to the fair for, is to participate in this event.
Yeah, you don't need a fun card. We highly recommend you get one, of course, because we love the fair and it's big concerts. But you can just come into your regular entry fee and get in, and it'll be 4:30 to 6 on Friday, right before the Belgian hitches.
Okay.
So it's a great time to be at the fair, and we're just by the cattle barn.
You don't want to miss the Belgians.
No.
No, you don't want to miss the Belgians.
They're impressive.
And talk about the live music. That's a big part of it.
Yes.
You will be performing, I would hope.
I think so, unless I get too busy. That's Tessa there on the screen, and then we have Doug Brundies and JD Aguilera as well.
Wonderful performers that you have lined up. That is great. And Dean, the live auction will be handled by you, of course, as we just talked about. Tell us about some of the prizes.
Yeah, I mean, the most exciting one is we just got back from Alaska, and our guide donated a fishing trip, a 3-night stay and a fishing trip in Cooper Landing.
Yeah, Alaska.
It's very beautiful.
Wow.
Super fantastic thing to come bid on. Would highly recommend it.
That is
I'm going to bid on it myself.
You're going to bid on it.
It was so fun. Yeah. Yeah. So
you've had such an amazing time. Oh, and is that
There's
you
us.
on
That's us.
trip?
Yep.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, wow.
Those are sockeye salmon. So depending what time of year, I'm sure it might be something different, but it's great guiding. They take care of you. We'd never been fly fishing before. They were so great.
That is wonderful, and that is a prize, wow, that you can bid on in the silent auction. You also brought a basket with you today.
Yes, so this is from Country Creations Floral. They're one of our donors, and she put together a little Bloody Mary basket, so you can choose your vodka of choice, but there's all your fixins.
Yeah, it certainly is. All you could ever possibly need. This is great. And we were talking about how it was making us hungry. We kind of just want to start snacking on some of the stuff in here. And do you need any more donations? I mean, if somebody sees you today. And
yeah, we're open through this week for donations. We have quite a few already. We've got Hamburger donated, Sinclair Tractor and Liquid Grow, National Farmers Organization, Shack's Portable Toilet Services, and Ohana's Textile and Printing donated some koozies. So we've got a ton of auction items already, but if anybody wants to come in at the 11th hour, we are all about it.
All about it, yeah. It's all for a good cause. And do you have a goal in mind for this year about how much money you want to raise?
We would love to see $5,000. Yeah, we were close to $3,000 last year, and we've definitely upped our game since then, and we'll continue to. So
that's great. And before we let you go completely, I mean, why is it, Dean, so important to you guys, but you know, overall, to support FFA, kids in ag, kids learning about ag?
Right. I think it's just giving back to the community. I mean, I grew up pretty rural, so like I got a lot of opportunities. I was in 4-H and FFA, and to be able to kind of give some money to help some of these kids out, to see that continue, and that's something we all have to do if we want to see things in the future. We have to do something about it now. So
pitch in
that's
for them
kind of
now.
where we're at.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's great. Well, the Cattle Barn Jamboree is happening at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds on Friday, August 2nd. Mark your calendars. It is open to the public. It runs from 4:30 to 6 p.m. with live music and that live auction we talked about. Maybe you could win a trip to go to Alaska and go fishing. Dean and Angela, thank you so much for coming on the show, and thanks for all your hard work on this. It is truly a special thing that you're doing. So thank you.